Hello friends, my name is Pooja and I welcome you all on PeduKUL Digital Learning Solutions. Last lecture में हमने देखा था business services का introduction, business services का meaning, what are the types of different business services और business services का nature क्या होता है. इस लेक्चर में हम लोग थोड़ा आगे बढ़ेंगे. We will look at what is banking. Banking के थोड़ा सा डिटेल में हम लोग और जाएंगे. What are the functions of banking? Banking का इंट्रोडक्शन भी हमने इसके पहले लेक्चर में देखा है. So let's move on and begin the lecture without any further ado. Let's see what are the functions of a commercial bank. Now functions are divided into two, primary function and secondary function. Now primary function of a commercial bank is basically बहुत सिंपल है, लोगों से पैसे लेना, that is accepting deposits, और लोगों को loans देना, that is granting loans and advances. What is the secondary function? Secondary function is agency function and utility function. We will see what is agency function and utility function in the coming slides. But primary function तो आपको पता है सबको कि basically लोगों से पैसे लेने हैं, उस पे इंटरेस्ट लोगों को देना है और लोगों को लोन देना है जिस पे लोगों से इंटरेस्ट कमाना है. And the difference between these two becomes the profit of the bank. Let's see each and every function in detail. Let's see what are the primary functions of the bank. The first one is accepting deposits. What are the types of deposits? The first one is demand deposits. Now, what is demand deposit? As the name suggests, demand deposits are deposits made by the customer in the bank which can be withdrawn on demand. The customer need not wait for any specific time period. मतलब जब भी मैंने अपने पैसे मेरे पास जब भी ज्यादा है मैंने जाके डिपॉजिट कर दिए, जब भी मुझे जरूरत हो मैंने जाके विड्रॉ कर दिए. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड डिमांड डिपॉजिट. जब भी मुझे जरूरत हो मैंने जाके विड्रॉ करने का हक कस्टमर को होना इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज डिमांड डिपॉजिट. डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स, करंट अकाउंट डिपॉजिट, saving account deposit. Now let's see in detail what is current account, who uses a current account and who uses a saving. Current account deposit. What is the meaning of current account deposit? A current account is usually operated by the businesses. क्योंकि बिजनेस कम्युनिटी में बहुत ज्यादा पैसों का लेना देना चालू रहता है. रोज कुछ पैसे आते हैं, कुछ पैसे निकाले जाते हैं. Every day the transactions take place. That is the reason the frequency of transactions and the amount of transaction is quite high. That is the reason they operate what is known as current account. Now let's see what is who operates it and how it is operated. It is generally operated by businessmen, companies, corporation, public bodies, trust or any other business organization only. Restriction on deposit or withdrawal. Let's see what is there any restriction? In a current account, there is no restriction on number of deposits or number of withdrawals. A current account holder can deposit or withdraw money as many number of times as required. So जितनी बार उसको जरूरत हो उतनी बार वो डिपॉजिट कर सकता है, जितनी बार जरूरत हो उतनी बार वो विड्रॉ कर सकता है. There is no specific restriction on a current account holder for deposit or withdrawal of money for any businessman because the frequency of transactions is very high. That is the reason the current account deposit is so called. So interest, there is no interest paid on the balance outstanding in the current account. इसका reason क्या हो सकता है? Because the bank does not really gain a lot of money by keeping any balance in the current account. क्योंकि कभी भी जाके anybody can just withdraw the whole amount from the bank account and the bank will not have anything kept in their security. That is the reason there is no interest paid on the balance outstanding in the current account. Other services, we get overdraft facilities and agency services are provided by the banks to the current holder. Even if they are not paid interest on their deposits, on their outstanding, they are still given a lot of other facilities which are called as overdraft facilities and agency services which are provided by the bank to the current account holder because the transactional level of a current account holder is quite high and it is very prestigious for a bank account to have certain current accounts in their bank. Let's see what is the next. Demand deposits में what are saving account deposits. A saving account is an account where people deposit their personal savings. Saving account have encouraged the habit of saving amongst people in the country. Operated by who operates it? It is operated by every individual, daily wage earner, जो भी हो, anybody can operate a saving deposit account. कोई भी जाके ऑपरेट कर सकता है. Now can you withdraw the whole amount at a time? No, there are certain restrictions put on the number of withdrawals from a saving bank account. तो आपने देखा होगा there is a minimum balance that is there in every saving account, which is basically on every time you go to a bank, when you go for जब भी आप अकाउंट ओपन करते हो तभी आपको बोलते हैं हम लोग कि आपका इस अकाउंट में 10,000 रुपए मिनिमम बैलेंस होना चाहिए. सो वॉट एवर इज द नंबर ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस दैट यू डू, आप चाहे जितना डिपॉजिट कर दो मगर आप विड्रॉल उतना ही कर सकते हो. तो आपका जितना आपका 10,000 रुपए तक ही हो, तो आपका 10,000 रुपए का बैलेंस मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए. So that is the whole point of having a saving account deposit. So saving account deposit पे 10,000 रुपए या 2,000 रुपए या 5,000 रुपए या जो भी है, एक मिनिमम बैलेंस मेंटेन रहना चाहिए. Generally, bank pays a small rate of interest on the balance outstanding in the saving account. तो जो भी अकाउंट में बैलेंस रहता है उसके बेसिस पे बैंक आपको एक बहुत छोटा interest pay करती है. It is not a huge amount of interest because obviously that amount is not huge most of the times. So that is the reason bank will always pay you a small rate of interest on the balance outstanding in the saving account. Other services, many agency and general services are provided by the bank to saving account holder. बहुत सारे बैंक आपको डेबिट कार्ड देंगे, आपको क्रेडिट कार्ड देंगे, बहुत सारी सर्विसेज ऑफर हो जाएंगी आपको बेस्ड ऑन योर सेविंग्स अकाउंट अमाउंट that is there in your savings account. So this is what is called as savings account deposit. So you have demand deposits in two types, that is current account and saving account. Let's move on and see what is the next type. This is called as time deposit. Now let's see what is a time deposit. As the name suggests, these deposits are made by the customers in the bank for a certain period of time. तो आपको हर बार जब भी आप टाइम डिपॉजिट में डालते हो पैसे, तो टाइम डिपॉजिट हैज टू बी फॉर अ स्पेसिफिक पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. आप उस टाइम से पहले अपने पैसे विड्रॉ नहीं कर सकते. तो देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ टाइम डिपॉजिट. ये आपने बहुत बार सुने होंगे, देखे होंगे. द फर्स्ट वन इज द फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट अकाउंट एंड द सेकंड वन इज द रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट अकाउंट. फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट अकाउंट क्या होता है? इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल थिंग. आप एक लमसम अमाउंट 10 दिन के लिए हो या 10 साल के लिए हो, जो भी हो, एक फिक्स्ड पीरियड के लिए बैंक के साथ जमा कर देते हो. जितना पीरियड ज्यादा होगा उतना आपका इंटरेस्ट रेट ज्यादा होगा. रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट अकाउंट क्या होता है कि आप हर महीने, मे बी यू वोंट हैव अ होल लमसम मनी टू इन्वेस्ट इनटू अ टाइम डिपॉजिट. यू विल हैव 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 एवरी मंथ to deposit into an account. तो आप क्या करते हो? रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट अकाउंट ओपन करते हो for a year, for 2 years. So आप every month you will deposit a certain amount of money into that account, and then by the end of the year you will get the whole lump sum amount back along with the interest. Let's see this in detail. We have already seen this. मैंने explain तो कर दिया है. Let's see again. Let's read through it. A fixed deposit is a type of account in which money is deposited for a fixed or specified period of time, say varying from 10 days to 10 years. It's a time-bound deposit. Interest. The rate of interest on fixed deposit is relatively higher as compared to any other deposit in the bank. The reason for that is bank is very assured that this amount is going to stay with us for this much period of time, and that is the reason they always pay a rate of interest which is higher than any other type of deposit. The rate of interest depends on the duration for which money is deposited. Higher the duration, higher is the interest rate. Withdrawal. Money can be withdrawn only at the end of the stipulated period. If the amount is withdrawn only at the date of maturity of the deposit, the bank pays a lower rate of interest, or it may charge a penalty. If the amount is withdrawn before the date of maturity of the deposit, the bank pays a lower rate of interest, or it may charge a penalty to the customer. Accepting deposits. Let's see what are the next one. That's the recurring, still fixed deposit. While booking the fixed deposit itself, the banks gives the following withdrawal option to the account holder. एक तो आप उसको रिन्यूअल कर सकते हो, आप उसको रिन्यू कर सकते हो, अभी आपको मे भी पैसों की जरूरत नहीं है, आप उसको रिन्यू कर दो ऑफ फॉर द सेम पीरियड फॉर अ न्यू पीरियड, लाइक मे बी आपकी पहली एफडी 10 साल की थी, आप उसको 1 साल को 2 साल कर दो, एंड देन यू विल गेट बैक, तो आपका प्रिंसिपल प्लस इंटरेस्ट जो भी था, यू कैन आइदर बुक इट अगेन इनटू द न्यू एफडी. Credit to bank account. At maturity, the amount of the fixed deposit along with the interest is credited to the savings or current bank account of the account. Now let's move on to the next. That's the recurring deposit account. What's the recurring deposit account? A recurring deposit is a type of account in which a fixed amount is deposited in the bank at regular intervals for a fixed period of time. For example, Mr. Aditya may deposit rupees 5,000 per month in recurring deposit account every month for a period of 2 years. At the end of 2 years, he will get rupees 1,20,000 plus accrued interest on this amount over the last 24 months. So simple है, हर महीने कुछ amount आपको invest करनी है, और at the end of the period that you have mentioned, you will get that amount back along with the interest that is accrued. The rate of interest of such deposits is higher than the savings account again, but it is less than fixed deposit. Because in fixed deposit, the amount is higher, the bank gets it in a lump sum. In case of recurring deposit, the bank knows that, okay, we are going to get this much amount every month, but the amounts are very small. That is the reason the rate of interest that the bank pays to the customer is smaller than it is higher than the savings account definitely, but it is lower than the fixed deposit. Withdrawal. Money can be withdrawn only at the end of the stipulated period. If the amount is withdrawn before the date of maturity of the deposit, the bank pays a lower rate of interest or may charge a penalty. It is very simple. बैंक आपको definitely penalize करने वाली है अगर आपने पहले ही उसको withdraw कर दिया, because it is definitely नुकसान of the bank and bank is going to charge you for that. Multiple option deposit account. Let's see what is this. This account is also called as auto sweep account. This is a type of saving or current account in which any amount in excess of certain fixed amount is transferred automatically into fixed deposit. तो मतलब इसका मतलब ये होता है कि हर महीने there are some big business people या जो लोग होते हैं जिनके पास काफी ज्यादा पैसे होते हैं, उनके लिए ना there are certain days in which bank will, उनके पास टाइम नहीं होता है to manage everything manually. What they have given a certain instruction to the bank, it is like a standing instruction given to the bank saying that okay, मेरे अकाउंट में every month I require say 25 lakh rupees. Every month 25 lakh rupees का बैलेंस रख लो. 25 लाख के ऊपर अगर जो भी जाता है, even if it becomes 26 lakh, 1 लाख रुपए का FD कर दो. This is a standing instruction given to the bank by the account holder. So that is what is called as multiple option deposit account. For example, ABC Private Limited have a multi-option deposit account with the bank. They have informed the bank that any amount in excess of 1 lakh should be transferred to a fixed deposit. On a particular day, the balance in ABC Private Limited was rupees 1,23,300. The bank will automatically transfer 23,300 in a fixed deposit. On the other hand, in case of adequate funds are not available in the account so as to honor a check that they have issued, the required amount gets automatically transferred from fixed deposit to the multi-option deposit account. तो जैसे 25 लाख का मैंने जैसे आपको एग्जांपल दिया था, तो 25 लाख के केस में 1 लाख रुपए उसमें पड़े हैं और उन्होंने 1 लाख के ऐसे 10 accounts fixed deposit accounts पड़े हैं. They have actually issued a check for 30 lakh rupees. Now that 30 lakh rupees का check has to get honored. So then they go ahead और 5 FDs को तोड़ के they put that amount into this account and then they honor the check. So it is as simple as that. So extra money will go into FD account और जो भी आपको अगर extra money चाहिए तो from the FD account it will get back to your current account. For example, ABC Private Limited issued a check of 1,05,000 to make payment to one of its vendors. When the check reaches the bank for clearing purpose, the bank transfers rupees 5,000 from fixed deposit to the multi-option deposit account and the check is cleared. The balance amount of rupees 18,300 continues earning interest. Now this is very important, that the balance amount of 18,300 will continue earning interest on the FD, because वो FD में अभी भी पड़े हुए. So that is a very good option for people who do not have time to visit the bank and constantly have these kind of transactions happen. Non-banking or secondary functions. So we first saw what are the banking functions. Accepting deposits हमने देख लिया. Let's see what are the non-banking or secondary functions. We'll see what are the general functions. Letter of credit. A letter of credit is also known as a documentary credit or banker's commercial credit or letter of undertaking. It's a payment mechanism used in international trade to provide an economic guarantee from a credit-worthy bank to an exporter of goods. So, from a bank to an exporter of goods को एक letter of credit दिया जाता है, which is a documentary credit or banker's commercial credit or a letter of undertaking. So it is a payment mechanism that is used by the banks, by the exporters, basically. So this letter of credit is issued by the bank for the export. What is the next? Provides trade information. Banks collect the information of the various industries and prepare reports. Customers can approach them for the industry knowledge. Trade information is especially important for businessmen who are entering into business transactions with foreign companies for the first time. They get to know the business environment abroad, rules, regulations, payment terms, etc. So ये सारे informations जो होते हैं वो बैंक के पास बहुत ready रहते हैं, because obviously banks deal with a lot of people around the world, and that is the reason this trade information is shared by the banks with the businessmen. Gift checks. Gift check is a concept which has been recently introduced. तो जैसे किसी को आपको गिफ्ट करना है, तो गिफ्ट करने के लिए तो पहले हम लोग actually used to give a lot of gifts, but now it is a very fundamental thing कि सबके पास वो सब कुछ होता है. तो might as well, if you want to give me something, you give me money so that I will be able to purchase things that I need, that I actually need. So now this particular money, पहले तो कैश में दिए जाते थे, जैसे हमारे दादाजी, नानाजी, चाचाजी used to give us money when we are going, तो बच्चे थे तो हाथ में रख देते पैसे. But now it is not a good option to, या फिर हम किसी की शादी में चले जाते थे तो we used to keep money in the in those envelopes. But now it is not a good policy. It doesn't look good maybe. So now it is kind of glamorous to give gift checks to people in their weddings, in different ceremonies. So gift check is a concept which has been recently introduced. Any person can obtain a gift check by giving equivalent amount to the bank. This check can be presented on occasions such as wedding, birthday party. Agency function. Let's see what are the agency functions of the bank. They do collections, they do payments, they deal in different foreign exchanges. हमने foreign exchange banks देखे हैं, they deal in different foreign exchange. So even normal banks, normal commercial banks also deal in foreign exchange. You can actually go there and ask for कि मेरे पास इतने पैसे, if you can convert that to dollars, they will charge you a nominal amount and definitely get your money exchanged. Purchase and sale of securities, because डीमैट अकाउंट्स होते हैं, तो डीमैट अकाउंट के थ्रू आपके परचेस एंड सेल ऑफ शेयर्स एंड सिक्योरिटीज होते हैं. इट एक्ट्स एज अ ट्रस्टी, एग्जीक्यूटर ऑफ विल, अटॉर्नी, एक्सेट्रा. इट एक्ट्स एज अ करस्पॉन्डेंट. इट प्रिपेयर्स योर इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न्स. नाउ जैसे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न्स बनाते हैं, तो इट इज आपको लगता होगा कि हाउ डज बैंक डू दैट. तो बैंक ऑल्सो हैज अ फंक्शन which actually helps you prepare your income tax returns. So they have certain functionalities built into their softwares nowadays, wherein you can file your own returns, file your own income tax returns through these softwares. Bank draft, they issue bank draft. Bank draft is a very well-known concept. And underwriting of shares. Demat account, again, as I told you, they purchase and sale of securities. You can open a demat account with any of these commercial banks. General functions. What are the general functions? Safe deposit vaults, lockers. आपके पास अगर बहुत ज़्यादा गहने हैं, gold है, keeping them at home is unsafe, because डेफिनेटली चोर आते हैं, चोरी करके चले जाएंगे, एंड इट डजंट मेक सेंस कीपिंग ऑल द ट्रेजर्स इन योर हाउस. इट इज ऑलवेज बेटर टू हैव अ सेफ डिपॉजिट वॉल्ट और लॉकर wherein you can keep your treasures nicely and safely tucked, and you can also earn interest on that. Traveler's check is basically where you don't have to carry a lot of cash when you are traveling abroad or even when you are traveling within India. That is where the bank actually issues a traveler's check. Letter of credit हमने देखा है. What is letter of credit? Provides trade information, we saw. Gift check we have seen. So these are the agency functions and general functions. अब हम देखते हैं ई बैंकिंग को थोड़ा सा डिटेल में. इसमें से ये जो 9 पॉइंट्स है ई बैंकिंग के, इसको हम थोड़ा सा डिटेल में देखते हैं. नॉट ऑल द 9 पॉइंट, मे बी बिकॉज इसमें से जो EFT है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फंड ट्रांसफर, RTGS, NEFT is a part of the EFT. So let's see what are the different types of e-bankings and how do they operate. The first one is the automated teller machine. हम लोग बहुत बार यूज करते हैं इसको, एंड इट इज अ वेरी वेल नोन थिंग नाउ. इट वाज अ रेवोल्यूशन इन बैंकिंग. इससे पहले हमको जाना पड़ता था बैंक में, एक स्लिप भर के देनी पड़ती थी, फिर वो जाके कैश काउंटर पे डिपॉजिट करो, फिर कैश काउंटर से हमको पैसे आते थे, एंड दिस यूज्ड टू हैपन ओनली इन द बैंकिंग आवर्स. So now whenever you need money, whenever, whichever time of the hour, whichever bank, so now you can just get out of the house, get on your bike and go to the nearest ATM facility and get cash whenever you want. So now that is the reason this was considered to be the biggest revolution in the history of banking. Now let us see what are ATMs and how are they operated. ATMs are customer operated machines which provide 24-hour service. That is why it was also called as anytime money. When it started, people did not really know the full form of ATM, which was automated teller machine. जो गांव में रहते थे वो तो लोग इसको anytime money बोलते थे. So anytime money, which is like you can get money anytime. That was how it was promoted. ATMs are customer operated machines which provide 24-hour service. Process of operating an ATM. What is the process of operating an ATM? Let's see. Customer has to obtain an ATM card from the bank. Once he has an account, आजकल तो सारे banks they give you an ATM card. To insert this card in the ATM and enter the correct password, you are given a PIN, a password along with the ATM. On entering correct password, the ATM allows the customer to carry out this transaction. So the ATM will then allow you to carry out your transaction. कि आपको कितने पैसे withdraw करने हैं, कैसे करने हैं, क्या करना है. You can even deposit money into this ATM. Once the transaction is completed, the machine ejects the card and the money. In order to provide more security, ATM of certain banks take the card and the cash inside the machine if it is not collected. So let's see what is the next. Benefits. What are the benefits of automated teller machine? ATM provides 24-hour service. Anybody can withdraw cash even at 2 a.m., which is not possible in your bank, obviously. The ATM card is safer than handling cash since it is password protected. The card holder can withdraw money anywhere in India and from ATM of every bank. The person having ATM card of SBI can withdraw money from ICICI Bank ATM. तो पहले अगर आपके पास SBI का अकाउंट रहता था तो आपको SBI के ब्रांच में जाके, जिस ब्रांच में आपका अकाउंट है उसी ब्रांच में जाके आपको एक स्लिप भर के देना पड़ता था. यू हैव टू डू ऑल द प्रोसेस ओनली ड्यूरिंग द बैंकिंग आवर्स. But now you can actually go to any ATM of any other bank and just withdraw money at whatever time of the day, at whichever day of the week or year. Right? Let's move ahead. Let's see what are credit cards. Now credit card enables, what is a credit? Credit मतलब आपको immediately पैसे नहीं देने हैं, आपको एक क्रेडिट मिल जाता है, आपको एक टाइम मिल जाता है to give the money to the vendor. Credit card enables holders to buy goods without using actual money. मतलब अब ऐसा नहीं है कि पैसे नहीं पे करने हैं, you pay it, but you can pay it after a certain period. You can pay it after maybe the bank pays the money for you for now, like for a month or so, and then sends you the bill, consolidated bill, and then you have to pay it to the bank. Right? So the credit card enables holder to buy goods without using the actual money. On using credit card, bank makes payment to the seller. The credit card holder then needs to make the payment to the bank within the time limits specified. Bank charges high rate of interest if the payment is not made up to the due date. That charges of interest are so high that everybody kind of is very upfront on paying their credit card bills. So if your credit card bills are not paid in time, the banks are going to charge you super high interest. So that is the reason every person, if you see who is using a credit card, it is very efficient. It is very nice to have a credit card, but they are also very kind of scared that okay, if I don't pay it by the time specified, I might get a huge penalty from the bank in the form of interest. Debit card enables holders to buy goods without using actual cash. Again, without using actual cash, you can still buy goods, but in case of debit card, the debit is actually done to your account immediately. However, in this case, the amount is automatically deducted from the customer's account upfront. Thus, unlike in credit card, banks do not make payment on behalf of customers. Bank कोई payment नहीं करती है, आपके account से ही करती है. The payment is made by customer himself out of the money available in his bank account. If there is no money in his account, the customer cannot use debit card. सिंपल है कि आपके अकाउंट में पैसे नहीं है तो आप कितने भी कार्ड लेके घूमो पॉकेट में, कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. आपके अकाउंट में पैसे होना is the most important aspect of it all. For your understanding, the main difference between credit card and debit card is, in case of credit card, bank is the creditor of customer. Customer need to make payment to bank up to a specified time limit. Customer may or may not have account in the bank. तो आपका बैंक अकाउंट हो ना हो, doesn't matter. आपके पास कार्ड हो, you will make payment to the bank. In case of debit card, bank is the debtor of customer. Customer makes payment out of the balance in his bank account. Let's see next. Electronic transfer, electronic fund transfer. EFT means transfer of funds from one account to another. There can be direct debits or direct credits. Direct debit मतलब payment of monthly bills like electricity, telephone, etc. from the account. तो मतलब आपने देखा होगा कि हर महीने जाके उस डेट तक बिल भरना becomes sometimes impossible. That is the reason you have to give kind of standing instruction to the bank or to your account or this, that okay, every month by this date whatever bill comes is directly put into your bank account and then वहां से payment electronically हो जाता है. Direct credit, receipt of dividends, interest, salary in the account. Salary accounts होते हैं, interest account होता है, dividend account होता है. All this is connected to your bank account and all this get directly credited to your bank account. पहले कैसे होता था, dividend का चेक आता था या salary का चेक आता था, ये salary आपको कैश में मिलती थी and then you have to go and deposit it into the bank account. Now it is electronically done and you need not actually go into the bank account to do all these things. Core banking. Let's see what is core banking. It is a banking system by which a customer having an account in one branch, that is having a CBS facility. What is CBS? It's the core banking system facility. Can operate this bank account in all other branches having the CBS facility of the same bank all over the country. मतलब जैसे for example, if you have gone to ICICI Bank in Pune, Tilak Road branch, तो आप ऐसा नहीं है कि वहीं पे जाके सिर्फ ट्रांजैक्शंस कर सकते हो. यू कैन एक्चुअली यूज दैट अकाउंट नंबर व्हिच इज यूनिक टू यू एंड यूज ICICI बैंक अकाउंट नंबर across the country anywhere. You need not actually go only to your branch for any facility now. You are a customer of the bank and not of that branch anymore. It used to happen earlier that you are the customer of the branch. Now you are the customer of the bank completely, not of the branch. Thus, a customer is not a customer of a branch. He is the customer of a bank. Internet banking. This is a facility provided by bank to access the account over internet. That is by logging on to the bank's website. Now, every bank has now come up with internet banking where you really don't have to go to the bank to do any of your transactions. You can get your statements online. You can pay your taxes online. You can do any kind of dealings online only through internet banking. It is very safe. The government, the banking system has put in a lot of checks into making sure that this is like they make it very tight and secure from so that you can do all your banking from the comfort of your home and office. What's the next one? That's phone banking. Phone banking refers to banking over phone. Customer can check your balance, make transactions like FD, transfer money, request for demand draft, etc. over the phone. Now phone पे कैसे हो सकता है? Right? You cannot just tell someone call करके बोलना है. तो इससे better है ना, banks have come up with IVR facilities. IVR मतलब आपने सुना होगा कि आप फोन करो, आप एक दबाओ, दो दबाओ, तीन दबाओ, kind of. That is called as IVR. It is all automated, right? So you don't have to talk to a customer service executive exactly. The customer service executive, there is no manual intervention in most of these cases. You actually have to just talk to a machine, wherein the machine does all your transactions by itself. So you can actually tell the machine to get your FDs done, to get your bills paid, etc. If your maybe net banking is not working, you can definitely use phone banking as an alternative to net banking. Many commercial banks have developed their own mobile application, so you can use your mobile application for doing all these things. For your understanding, if a customer wants to avail the phone banking service, he has to get himself registered with the bank, after which the bank sends a password to the customer. To use phone banking services, the customer has to call a specified number given by the bank and type the password given on his keypad. Once the password is accepted, he can avail all the services that are provided over phone banking by the bank. So now these were the different types of e-banking that are provided by the banks, e-banking services that are provided by the banks. In the next lecture, we will move on to see the next business service, that is insurance. Again, a very, very important type of business service. Till then, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is PeduKUL, and also make sure that you download our app, that is PeduKUL, from Play Store, क्योंकि वहां पे हम लोग लाइव डाउट सॉल्विंग सेशंस करते हैं जिसके आपको नोटिफिकेशंस आएंगे ऑन योर ऐप. So till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.